So today I'll be doing a video discussing Natsu's biggest mistake and why he just may have made the biggest move that might cost him his relationship with Lucy. Now, with this chapter of Fairy Tail 100 Year Quest, this was definitely one of the greatest chapters that we've gotten just because it was very informational. We got introduced to new dragon slayers and everything. So this definitely was one of my favorite chapters of Fairy Tail 100 Year Quest. There was a lot of character development and everything for it, but without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it and discuss Natsu's biggest mistake, because we seen that he actually did injure Lucy badly to a point where he actually feels sorry about it himself. But the thing that I liked about it is that Natsu, he didn't have any memory from when he went into his god form. Yeah, so that goes to show you how strong it is and that it's basically going to take over him whenever he goes into that form. So this confirms that Natsu is going to have a little training arc so he can learn how to control the power, which definitely does make me excited to see Natsu get that power back again. But like I said, we see that Natsu, he didn't really have any memory of it until Happy was the one that reminded him of it. And we saw Natsu, he was actually apologizing to Lucy. He was like, yo, my bad, things are, he was like, he basically wanted to find different ways to fix it because he just didn't feel like apologizing was enough. So we see how deeply Natsu takes it to it, and we obviously know that Lucy, she was like, oh, it doesn't matter. But one of the most controversial moments in the chapter happens because we see Natsu, he actually asked to sterilize. Like, I don't listen, Hiro Mashima, this was basically like a very forced Natsu x Lucy moment. This was also one of Natsu's biggest mistakes because it was like, just why? Like, I can see that a lot of people in the fan base, they were not fans of this moment just because it was like, okay, it popped up out of nowhere, and even Lucy was just like, okay, you're doing too much. Like, it was just one of those moments when Hiro Mashima showed us why he is the troll, because at the end of the day, he is one of the biggest troll mangakas. He is one of the goats, he's one of the greatest, but he does still know how to troll the fan base too. We see that Natsu, he's made two mistakes already with this chapter. Number one, he regrets already burning Lucy, and then the whole thing with him asking to use his penis, like, I don't know, like, Natsu, I don't know, maybe that's something else. But this is good character development for Natsu because we see that obviously he is starting to care about Lucy a lot more. So for everybody that was wondering when the Natsu x Lucy was going to get confirmed, it looks like it's actually going to be getting confirmed a little bit sooner because he's actually starting to show his feelings towards Lucy a lot more. So good things for the Natsu x Lucy people. Even though it felt like it was being forced, it still is a good thing for the relationship. And speaking of controversial, we see that Mercury has lost his powers completely. Yes, this is one of the most shocking things that Hiro Mashima did because we see that he basically is a regular human now. And personally, Mercury, he doesn't really have a problem with it. We know that he's saying that he's basically going to live as a normal person amongst with the humans. And me personally, I wish he would have kept the powers a lot more longer just because he was dope. I like this character, and I think that he could have served as a mentor for Natsu since he was the first Holy Pentadrake that we saw. I thought that he was going to train Natsu a little bit, so to see him lose his powers already, it was kind of shocking, and it makes me think, is he still going to be in the story or are they just going to throw him away? So like, how are they going to use Mercury? I definitely want to see what his what lies for the future of his character. And speaking of Mercury, we also see that Aleph Syria, he gets super excited at Mercury being defeated. Now, yo, I don't know if it's just me, but I think that Aleph Syria may be one of the final villains because it seems like he's hiding something about the 100 Year Quest. Like, we see throughout the panels, like, he's stuttering, like he's cutting off his sentences, like all these things. Like, I think that Aleph Syria definitely is hiding something about the 100 Year Quest that we don't know about. And we can see from the little door that where he gets the signal that Mercury was defeated, I wonder what that little glowing thing does, because we see there's like an orb in the middle of it. So there's definitely a lot of questions about Aleph Syria that we don't know about, that we need to know about. So I definitely do have to say that him being excited about Mercury getting defeated like that is definitely a huge red flag, at least for me, because it shows you that he's basically been super excited for this moment. So I definitely do think he is hiding something. But the moment we've all been waiting for, the leader of the 5th generation Dragon Slayers have been revealed, and this is a huge moment for Fairy Tail because we see that this guy, number one, he is very experienced when it comes to fighting dragon, because he said that he has killed multiple dragons in the past, and that's crazy to think because it's at a point where he doesn't even like eating regular food. He's like, yo, I just want to keep on eating dragons and stuff. And I definitely do think that this will be huge for his character, because if he's killed this many dragons before in the past, then that means that his strength has to be up there. Like, he has to be like super strong. And I definitely do have to say that his name is George Ryzen. He does look like that he is going to be OP. We see that all the scars and stuff on his body, like, he looks like I like his character design. I like his character design so far. But there is one thing that is kind of throwing me off, is that he kind of gives off the vibes of Sting's old guildmaster. Like, I don't remember his name, that's how far he is. The guy that Natsu one-shotted and defeated easily. Yeah, he reminds me a lot of him just from his character design. So I hope he does not end up taking that same route, just because, I don't know, Hiro Mashima, whenever the characters tend to look alike, they always usually have like the same route. So hopefully they do not end the same way. And you know, most of the time when Hiro Mashima introduced like a tough character, they're never really like, you know, the buff type. You know, for some reason it's always like the buff type Hiro Mashima characters are always like on the weaker end. So like, I'm definitely a little bit worried about his character design, because he's reminding me of Sting's old guildmaster, and it's making me thinking, yo, this guy might end up getting one-shotted or something. But at the same time, they are building him up, because we see that the other Dragon Slayers, they obviously reported back to him, and like I said, he has experience with killing dragons, and he's at a point where he wants to taste the god dragon's meat. Pause instantly. So yeah, we definitely do know that he is going to be super strong, and I can't wait to see more of George Ryzen, the leader of the 5th generation Dragon Slayers. And last but not least, we find out that Touka is heading towards Natsu and the others, and this was the most shocking thing in the chapter, because Touka is basically about to go on the 100-year quest too, and I did not think that it was going to take this route, because number one, we know that all the guild members have been defeated. Like, Touka, she's sitting there bragging, she's like, yo, now I just had to go and turn the rest of the fairies into white ash. And we even seen Sting and Rogue and Yukino and them, they all go to the Fairy Tail Guild, and the Fairy Tail Guild is just completely empty. So that's also a huge thing that goes to show you that the Fairy Tail Guild members have all been defeated. And this is just shocking to say, because yeah, Touka, she has been getting hyped up. They've been saying that she's been basically on par with Zeref, but I was not expecting her to take out a whole guild like that and just basically walk out like it was clean. Like, I thought it was going to at least put up more of a fight between them, but no, Touka just shut them down completely. And we also know that since Mercuphobia's powers are gone, Touka has Mercuphobia's powers now. So this is also very shocking, because this means that she's going to be very overpowered. And I mean, this is just more hype for Touka, because like I said, they were already comparing her to Zeref, but now that she has Mercuphobia's powers, does this mean that she's going to be able to turn into a dragon? Does this mean that she's just going to be able to use water dragon slayer magic? Like, I want to know what this means now that she has Mercuphobia's powers. How is she going to end up using them? And we know that she is currently still heading towards Natsu and the others. Like, she wants to go over there and meet them. So obviously she's not just going to want to have a cup of tea. She's going to obviously want to take their powers and maybe kill them too. So this is definitely going to be Fairy Tail's biggest threat while they're on the 100-year quest that they don't even know about. So this all ties back to another mistake that Fairy Tail is making, because they don't even know that while they were gone, the guild was under attack, and now they are about to be under attack too. So this is another huge conflict for the Fairy Tail Guild, because not only do they have to worry about, you know, trying to stop the rest of the Holy Pentadrake, the 4 Holy Pentadrakes, or maybe the 3, because Ignia might be on our side, but regardless of the fact, they have to stop the rest of the Holy Pentadrakes. They have to fight the 5th generation Dragon Slayers, and now they have Touka on their trail too. So all of this is basically adding up to being one big mistake for the main cast of Fairy Tail. And the most spookiest thing is that I took away from the chapter is that the rest of the guild are gone. Like, I wouldn't know what happened to them. Like, she says that she turned them into ash. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but I do think that she did defeat them. I just need to know where they are, like how to defeat them and everything, because the fact that all of them are gone, like there's people like Gagio, Laxus, you know, Gildarts, all those people people there is probably still there. So definitely do have to say that that has to be explained too. And the whole Natsu x Lucy moment, that was basically one of the most shocking things for the fans, because Hiro Mashima literally, he released like an interview, or he said that he didn't want to make Natsu x Lucy feel forced and all this other things, but yet in this chapter he literally makes it feels like that it was forced. So that was one of the most shocking things that I've ever seen in Fairy Tail. But overall, that's basically it for this little video discussing Natsu's biggest mistake. Me personally, I do think that Hiro Mashima, he will fix up Natsu's character. I think he will make himself redeem himself towards Lucy, because Lucy, she doesn't really care about the burns or anything. We see that Natsu, he's the one that's really upset about it. He's the one that's taking it personal to heart and all that stuff. So I do believe that Natsu, he will be able to fix his mistake, and he will be able to make Lucy happy again, as long as he doesn't offer to, you know, I'm not even going to mention what he said. Comment what you guys think down below. Subscribe if you haven't. Peace out.